Hello everyone, my name is Kaiju Cooper, and before the video starts, I would like to take a brief moment to apologize for the lack of uploads and streams for the last couple of weeks. I have been busy with school starting back up and all that crap, so I am back with more reviews. These will be weekly once again. And today we are taking a look at a very interesting figure. Today we are taking a look at the Studio Series Transformers 1 Starscream. Here he is, and I don't think I have genuinely handled a worse figure. Before I get into my many problems with this figure, let's take a look at the box here. This is one of the newer Studio Series boxes. You can see my reflection in there. There's Steve Buscemi.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Jet mode, 30 steps. It's a very painstaking, butt-clenching 30 steps as well. Side, there's a little explosion, which is meant to represent when the Rebel camp gets raided in Transformers 1. Autobot logo. Back shots! Starscream leads the High Guard fighting corruption from the shadows. Starscream's ugly ass again. Bringing this piece of plastic back in a frame. This is the Transformers Generations equivalent of a mangled corpse. I do not like this figure. And some of you may be saying, oh, Cooper, why don't you just return it? Because it's going to make a good video ranting about it, okay? The best videos are the ones where you're spewing hatred. Everyone knows this. Here's Starscream. I'm going to take this stupid little weapon out of his hands for a second now. Here he is in robot mode. I will give him a few compliments first. You put him next to the CG model. He looks like Tfone Starscream. You know, the nose cone is actually in the chest. You know, that's nice. A lot of Starscream figures don't do that properly, so it's nice to see that we don't have another faux nose cone for the jet mode. I think that's it. These shoulder pads, not pinned in. These fell out before I even opened the figure. These love popping off. They are insanely fragile and don't even seem like they are tight enough to fit his shoulders properly. There's too many ball joints here. The shoulder ball joints I really don't like. I don't know what it is, but because of these shoulder ball joints, it prevented these stupid ass shoulder pads from being pinned in. So both of these could have been on the same pin. You can justify the lack of waist swivel here, okay? You know, because where's his waist? Where's my ankle pivots though? For these skinny ass legs, ankle pivots don't, I never really, for other figures, I'm gonna bring in another figure that also just came out for comparison here. There's Widowmaker. She doesn't have ankle pivots, but that's okay, because pretty much the entire car is in her legs. You're, oh my God, I'm stuttering. Your toe is on a hinge already. You have space to put a pivot in here. But instead you sculpt it in so I can't even stand my figure up straight properly. And he's doing a weird little bent tippy toe bullshit like he's a ballerina. Got hollow gaps in the back of the legs just to tie everything off. Really ugly looking heel spurs. Ball joint at the head. That's about the best range you're gonna get out of any piece of articulation on this figure. Arms move out. Can't go out even like a full 90. This is basic action figure articulation. Can't go 360 no matter how you pose the wings. Bicep swivel, except it's not a bicep swivel. You added an upper elbow swivel. You could have saved the swivel hinge for the shoulder so that the stupid God-forsaken little shoulder pads don't pop off. But no, let's add this where you could have just put a ball joint. Totally. Past 90 degrees at the elbows. No wrists. Oh my God! I don't typically do this. I'll get a longer runtime out of this video. First thing you want to do, you want to split his torso out, extend his nose cone, and you want to take this cockpit section at the front. This is going to come up and out. Okay. This has such a great tolerance for being that tiny little hinge. Yeah, that stays in there great. You see how I can't effectively do the parts of the transformation I need to? After having fingered Starscream's torso, you'll be able to get this little notch out, and then this cockpit erectile dysfunction will come plug back into there. I forgot. There's another part I have to do. Oh my god. Here at Hasbro, we only put the strongest hinges on our figures. We only make sure our figures are the most well put together things on the planet. So you're gonna have to do this really scary snap. There's your nose cone. Don't even remember where the head goes. I think you just... Okay. That just goes back there. We're gonna close this up. Gonna close it up. Thank you. Ball jointed wings. These suck. So let me get these. Oh my god. You want to get these get these pylons out of the way. You want to line up those pylons on the back. You want to take these ball jointed wings. You're going to flip them sideways. There's a hinge joint here with a smaller section of wing. You're going to flip it outwards. These are going to flip to the sides of the jet modes. You want them pointing outwards. Oh, I'm going to cry. These are probably the smoothest part of the transformation. Oh boy, Starscream, you need some pills for that there. You're drooping a little bit. Legs. These panels, you're gonna fold those open. You're gonna take this and you're gonna make him bend, do some squats like that. You're gonna take these booster heels. Those are gonna plug into his butt. Then you wanna take these heels and those are gonna flip up. The arms. This blue panel will not stay put while you have to plug the arm into it. I love that. Other side, you want to do the same thing. If it'll line up for you. Except now, somehow, neither of them plugged in. We're going to pretend like I figured the arms out. And now I'm going to put the shoulder pads back on and show you the BS that you have to do. Just going to go one on each side. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I put them on backwards, didn't I? You're gonna detach the null rays. Be careful not to pull the entire shoulder pad off. I've done that before. Then you want to flip these open. Also be sure not to pull the shoulder pad off. You're gonna flip inwards. And because the alt mode just loves tabbing together, the whole alt mode is gonna make sure that these line up together perfectly. You know? Then you want to take this rifle. You want to take this piece of parts for me. You're going to put that on the top. And then you want to take this. You want to somehow sandwich it in there with the 15 different hollow ports that are on this. For the first time I actually tried to put this in, this thing started breaking. And there were blue flakes of plastic everywhere. Why? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Dear Hasbro, I recently purchased the deluxe class Transformers 1 Studio Series Starscream. And to my absolute surprise, when I opened the box, I found an absolute piece of shit. My disappointment is immeasurable, and I find it criminal your team saw fit to release such a horrific piece of garbage onto the consumer populace. I don't know what lapse in judgment must have preceded this figure's release, but it must have been a horrible one. I curse your next 3 generations of your families for this God-forbidden attack on my honor. You absolute... Ah! I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. For size comparisons, here he is with the other Transformers 1 figures. Zero out of 10. If you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe. Join my Discord below.